What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, and it is a lovely Tuesday afternoon. And I'm not joking, it is beautiful outside. It is a it's a hot 80 degrees outside here in Rochester today. I think Mother Nature's got its season screwed up, but that's okay. I appreciate everybody being here for the ModMyMods news update. Today we're going to do another quick flight from Rochester. We're going to be headed to KALB, which is Albany. And I figured along the way we will talk about some things that I saw in the news and talk about some other little goodies and tidbits that I have found along the way today. So without further ado, let's get going on this little airport adventure that we got going here. Today we are going to be sporting the U.S. Airways air liveries today. We have some lovely people that are on board, some great stewardesses and everything like that. But we're just going to go through the basic startup procedures of getting this A320neo up and running here. First and foremost, we're going to turn on the external power, turn on the batteries, turn on the APU generator with the APU bleed, and turn on the master switches. It is a relatively warm day. However, I'm still going to get the probes for the window and the wings. The engines would probably be fine on the way down. However, you know, it's good to have anti-icing on because obviously you don't want to fall out of the sky, right? So, Zach, thanks for being here. Mr. Facebook user, what's up? I honestly wish I could see who this actually is. I'm going to guess it's KJD, which is Mr. James Daly himself. I'm gonna hope, maybe. I could probably get that wrong, but thank you for being here. Let's see. Lock the doors, reduce oxygen level in the cabin. Mr. Stefan Ulrich, everyone. I appreciate you being here, friend. So just checking through the flight plan here, which looks relatively decent. I didn't actually pick a runway to land on yet. So we probably should do that, right? So if you go into here, you go destination KALB, you go arrival. Yeah, let's just do ILS 1. That sounds good. And insert. Okay, cool. So that sounds like a lovely plan. Now if we go down here, it looks like we go down and boom, runway 1, which is ILS. Okay, perfect. So now we are going to request IFR clearance on this lovely trip out of here. And while we do that, I'm going to turn on the lights. Turn those on. 9,000. 7767. All right. 875. Perfect. All right. Perfect. All right, so now I have clearance. I can get ready to go over to the other frequency. I'm going to pop that over here, which is the departure frequency, and then I'm going to plug in the traffic, and I'll honestly swap that over to 12290. We'll swap that back. Boom. We're going to select a runway for takeoff, which I think I said, yeah, KROC 10. All right. Oh, looks like the tug is now hooked up. We'll take the park and brake off. And we'll go ahead and turn on all of the hydraulic pumps and electrical system, and that is all good. Turn on the AP generator. Those need to be on. Turn off external power. I don't hear the APU turning on just yet. All right, select runway for takeoff. We're going to go with runway 10. That's the one that we're going to go with here. Sounds like it's on. Okay, fantastic. Oh, wait, that turn on APU generator. Alright, seems like we're... There we go. Alright, we're relatively far enough back, I would say, that we can go ahead and stop the pushback. So we'll stop that. We're going to turn on the parking brake here and switch the engines to start. Turn those both on, and we'll wait for this to heat up and spool up and get ready to get the heck out of here. So... let me look at the chat here. Let's see. Appreciate everybody being here. Maven, Zach, Facebook user, another Facebook user. Oh, okay. Nick is going to be, I'm going to guess. And then Sarah Beth. I appreciate you guys being here. Congratulations again, Sarah, for having us out for the wedding. It was fantastic. Captain, not Nancy. I appreciate you being here. Things are quite fun. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I try to have fun with all the different flight simulators that I've done in a long time, and I try and make it somewhat realistic. So, you know, it's entertaining for me. But I appreciate those are nice, kind words. Maven, we're doing great. It's hotter than heck up here. I mean, you're in New York. You're only a little bit farther north. How warm is it up there? It's freaking like 82 up here. Unbelievable. All right, so it looks like the PSI for both of those are set. N2's fine. The EGTs are good. Not bad at all. Okay, we can set those in normal. The generator we need to have on. We can turn off the APU generator now that the engines are running. Okay, cool. Great. Fantastic. Look at us. We're looking like an actual plane that looks like it's gonna do things and move and all that. All right, so let's see here. Now that we are squared away and good to go, I'm gonna pull the parking brake off, and we're gonna start moving this guy. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking from the flight deck. We are just getting ready to depart Rochester International Airport here, headed for the good old capital of New York, which is not New York City. It's actually Albany. Total flight time is going to be about 42 minutes from takeoff to landing. It shouldn't take too long for us to get there, but we would appreciate it if you were using an electronic device, if you could go ahead and put that away. Restore your seats to the upright position, and go ahead and lock the tray tables into their locked and closed position. Once we get into the air, we'll be able to go ahead and re-enable the Wi-Fi, and everybody can go ahead and start dicking around on their phones yet again, and on their electronic devices. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe flight here. Again, the flight time's about 42 minutes. It's about 80 degrees here in Rochester. It looks like it's a nice 76 degrees in Albany. Doesn't look like you're going to need a jacket or anything like that, or even an umbrella. So, from all of us here up on the flight deck, we appreciate you coming along on this journey for U.S. Airways, and we'll get you there safely. And we'll check in here in a little bit once we get up into the air. See, I think I'd be an alright pilot. I'm just saying. I don't know. Can I buy tax-free liquor? No, sir. Sir, see, you're from out of town, and we charge you full price and some. So, unfortunately, your privileges have been revoked, and you're going to have to sit in the toiletry for the remainder of the flight. Sorry. Not much I can do about it. I'm just kidding. I appreciate it, Stefan. You're the best. All right, let's get this plane going here. I'm going to go ahead and engage flaps. No, I want to speak to the manager. I am the manager, sir. Sir, if I have to stop this plane, we're going to have some problems, okay? All right, just sit your buns down in the back seat and enjoy the flight. God damn it. I'm just kidding. So hopefully you guys are having a wonderful afternoon like I am. Again, it is, as you can see through the Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's bright blue sky with puffy clouds. That is exactly what it looks like outside. It is just beautiful. It's like a brisk 80 some odd degrees. I say brisk because I'm not really a fan of the heat, but you know, it's okay. It's all right. Mr. Blake Deacons himself, thank you very much for joining us, friend. I appreciate it. Your server rack is actually looking pretty good. I just got an update about the water block that we made for you there. That's actually looking really good too. We're gonna send that out to get it plated, and then hopefully you'll have a nice water blocked PCI RAID card. Should be pretty dope. Should be pretty cool. All right, so we are going to be headed to the east this afternoon. All right, looks like we're good here. Go ahead and square us up on the runway. And there we are. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that your seats are in the upright position and your seatbelts are fastened because I am going to hit full power on these engines getting out of here and rip the paint right off this plane. So here we go, and sit back and enjoy the flight. Whoa, whoa, hey now. What's going on here? Oh, I have the view in the wrong spot. That's why. Just can't actually see what the heck's going on here. Okay, and we're up in the air. Look at that. Yeah, I have the seat in the wrong spot, so I can't really see. There we go. That's where we're supposed to be. All right, we'll turn the flaps back to 1. We're now moving. All right, tune in Cleveland Center. And turn this guy on. And go to flaps, 0 flaps. No, that also was part of it too. 29903. Okay, cool. There we go. Looks like we're doing pretty good. Now we can go ahead and shut these lights off here. Turn off the taxi light. Navigation. Yeah, that can go and that can go. All right, cool. Looks like we're doing all right. Let's take a look at where we are in the map here. As you can see, we're going to be heading off to the east quite a bit, and then we got to go up a little north because one of the main pathways for these the low-level altitude flights is actually right across pretty much the I-90 of New York. So we got to go a little bit up to the north here, up into close to Lake Ontario, and then we'll start our southwest descent down towards Albany. That's down here. And it looks like we're going to be doing a nice little loop-de-loop in order to make it hit runway number 1, which is pretty neat. I wonder if there's... Yeah, it's okay. Runway 1 will be fine. That'll be just fine. Alright, so... Looks like we are at about 9,000 feet or so. Ish. Alright, 12,000 feet for WRJG 913. And you can go ahead and pull this back just a little bit. Yeah, I know. Everybody gets all upset when I start going really fast. I got it. Alright. Overspeed. Alright, I'll make it go a little bit slower. Not much though. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna pull back a little bit more on the throttle here. I'm going to just check these. About 67 is what I've found is a pretty good percentage to keep these going. So, and we're on still a relatively steady, easy climb. Maybe pull back a little bit more. 65 seems all right. Sure, looks good. All right, boom, and there we are. We are making our way. Hey, look at that. That's Lake Ontario, and that's New York over there. We are now slowly making our way on over to Albany here. Pull these back here. All right, so now that we've got relatively not a whole heck of a lot to do, we can go ahead and take a look at the news, shall we? Let me look at the chat here for a second. Blake, yes, it does sound cool. It's going to be really awesome once it's done. Again, we're going to have it plated and stuff like that, and I will have a better update for you hopefully by next week. So, Schwing? BIGKevin, huge shout out to Brony. We've been working with him on my next project. He's more than accommodating. Seriously, you are awesome. Fantastic. That is exactly what I like to hear. You know, I really appreciate you coming out and saying that. We appreciate all of the feedback, especially from, you know, all of our customers and the support that we can give you guys. I mean, that is a big thing that we strive on, is having the customer support and being able to answer the questions that you might have. So I will make sure that he gets the message, because Brony is awesome. He really is. He knows his stuff. So, all right, so let's take a look at what we got in the news today. Apparently, Watercool did that, which I talked about last week, I think, or the week before. Watercool was asking the people that had RTX cards, the 30 series cards, which card would you like them to make a water block for that's like a non-reference design. I mean, they're pretty close to reference design. However, this particular one is not reference design exactly. So you guys voted as the actual the customers here, and after 2,000 votes, EVGA, the 30 series for the Win 3 water block, is now going to be created, which is pretty dope. I thoroughly enjoy the water cooling gear. I have a, what is it? It's a 1080 on water in my personal build, as well as a couple. We have a 2080 Ti here that's on water cool block and stuff like that. Definitely very, very cool stuff. We're happy to see that they actually reached out. Oops. I gotta change it to Boston Center. Yeah, that's me. Okay. Altimeter. Okay, cool. So yes, it's a big shout out to Watercool and them listening to their customers and actually, you know, backing what people want, which is very hard to come by nowadays. You know, everybody just wants to make stuff that people will just buy up quickly, whereas Watercool is actually taking the time to ask its customers to see what people want. That's awesome. Super, super cool. I think that shows the dedication and the type of company that Watercool actually is. So very, very cool. And very excited to get our hands on one of these water blocks, because, well, we have a For the Win 3 3080 actually sitting down at the other end at the warehouse here. Unfortunately, we don't have a water block that'll go on it yet. There's a video that just came out about the AlphaCool water block and how it fits on the EVGA cards. And to be perfectly honest with you, it doesn't really fit. There's a key screw hole that needs to be moved on the rear side of the card to completely make sure that it seals all the way down and around, and it does not fit at all in any way, shape, or form. I mean, it's close, but it's off by like 10 mil or something like that. We've seen it. We have a couple customers that have actually reached out and talked to us about it, and that is just unfortunately, what Elfcool said is, well, here's a video of a guy that ended up doing it. Oh, okay. And all that he did was, well, just put bigger thermal pads under there and then just tighten it down. And that's not proper. No, you're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be made correctly the first time around and just make it work. So, that being said, we are working to make sure that it actually fits and trying to figure out a solution for that. But it is a known issue, especially with the EVGA cards, that it doesn't exactly fit on that water block. So, but hopefully in the next couple weeks here, WaterCool will have an awesome heat killer block for us. So I'm excited. Speaking of water blocks and fun things that I found on the internet, well, actually, this was just a disaster. Greg, I have so much faith in you, buddy. But what the absolute crap is this? Don't do this. That's bad. That's bad. Don't do that. But the whole reason that I went to Instagram here is to show you the new Aqua Computer block for the 3080 and 3090 reference design. This block looks really sweet. But if you know anything about the 3080 and the 3090s, especially the reference design, they have a weird PCB. It's like I don't know. It's not very big. It's like they cut off a third of the actual graphics card. So this water block is actually relatively small when it comes to its length, which usually is a problem. But in this particular case, they're doing such a great job on cooling all of the major components, as well as having a heat pipe and what the heck is it called? A heat exchange on the back side of the card to keep that side of it cool as well. I'm very interested to see this water block ourselves, and I want to see what we can do in order to get one of these to put it into one of the builds or something that we've got coming up. So, especially with the Vision screen and being able to control it and do all sorts of fun things with the Aqua Suite software, I think this water block looks pretty snazzy. Well, considering the water-cooled water block we haven't actually seen, no one actually knows what it looks like. However, anyone that knows water-cooled knows to be patient, and then they'll have something incredible come out. So, work with what you got, which is a whole lot of nothing. Just promises, which is fine. That's fine. No big deal. We'll make it happen. Another thing that I found today was that when I was going through Twitter, Team Group has this adapter for your SSD to show off your SSD, which looks to be just like a magnet, which that's exactly what it is. Which I think that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. However, aren't magnets not so great for computer components? I don't remember. I could be wrong. Maybe that's just the spinny disks and the solid state drives. It's okay. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. Whoa, wait a second. Those are magnets. That's a terrible idea. I mean, magnets are bad. You gotta safely remove data from an SSD. Yes, simply install these magnets to the back that allow you to put this glowing SSD, which probably gets really hot, anywhere inside of your case that will eventually nuke itself. Which I don't know if you know this, but the HyperX drives, the RGB, I think they're Fury, RGB Fury SSDs that were, had the RGB effect on them and everything like that, actually were very well known for not being so great because they would, one, overheat, and two, potentially catch fire because they were so frickin' hot. White being the hottest color of them all, they were very they were known for burning out. And again, magnets, hard drives, not exactly what I want to do. I mean, magnets on the LEDs, okay, I get that, but even still, those are a little bit too close because you usually jam LEDs in places you're not supposed to. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a little overcautious. Who knows? But I'm kind of with Stefan on that when. You're gonna probably just nuke all of your information. So I mean, it's a sad thing if the one thing you want to show off in your rig is the SSD. Oh, God. That's rough. I mean, you're not wrong, though. Like, if you're so adamant about showing off this SSD and that's the only cool thing that you have in your PC, then maybe your priorities are a little back-asswards, as we would say. You know? But hey, whatever. To each is their own. I'm not going to really complain. I'm not going to put magnets on the back of my SSD either, but that's beside the point. You know, some people might. They might like it. So, whatever. But I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention because it was sort of funny. Oh, also, and if you want me to be a super nitpick, here we go. Wait for it. And pause. Yeah, okay. So you mean to tell me that you had to use one of the non-black colored SATA cables when you did this video? You couldn't have made that black? If, you know, you're so worried about showing off the SSD and stuff like that. I don't know. Whatever. I changed the spot since you called me Facebook user. Well, thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for being here finally, now that I know that it's you. But I appreciate you being here there, guy. Appreciate it. Don't put magnets on your SSD. It's probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. All right, let's take a look and see how far away we are. Oh, we're not too far away. Not too far away. All right, so another thing that we found, Oreo decided to put their cookies inside of the asteroid vault, the Doomsday Vault, which I agree with this guy, Innertubes 9000. I see nothing wrong with this. I agree. If hell breaks loose on the world and everything goes kaboom, I want there to be some Oreos around for when humanity decides to get its head out of its rear end and, you know, we can all eat like fat people again. Because that's what I do. That's just fatty goodness inside of there. But I thought that was relatively pretty funny, considering the fact that, well, there's a lot of things that are inside of that that bomb-proof vault. So, Oreos, why not? You know, maybe aliens will get friendly eating Oreos. Who knows? You know, or they'll get very upset because of the gut rot that they start to have. You know, who knows? Can't live without peanut butter. Yeah, I don't blame you there. I don't. Mad Max Oreo Roads. Oh my god. Oh god. Terrible. Let's see, what else did we find today? Oh, so I was going through Fractal Designs Instagram here, and I thought that this was a pretty cool little build that was put together. These are actually all, I would imagine those are 3D printed hands and stuff like that, but just the way that this is actually set up and, you know, colored and the white and the ghosty effect, I really like it. I also like the fact that you got these two hands like holding up the actual cooler. I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool, guys. Seriously, I've never seen something so cool. But you could have done the cable runs a little better, especially on that graphics card, because like I get it, the one guy's supposed to be holding the cables and stuff like that, but like it bugs me that you have single sleeved cables and they're so close together when you could just line them right up and they'd like look about a million times better. I don't know, just me, whatever, you know, again, to each is their own, but I definitely am gonna give this a heart because thought that was a pretty neat build considering Halloween's coming up in about 7-8 days here, and should be pretty cool to see some of the builds that come out between now and then that are Halloween themed or demonic themed or whatever, you know. So very, very cool. Highway to Oreo double cream. I'm on Twitter and PC Gamer tweets about, now these are some mega game file directories. Alright, well, I can tell you one of them that's on the top 5, which is definitely Modern Warfare. I mean, you need a whole SSD just to have that stupid thing installed on your PC. So I wanted to actually see where we rank on some of these games here. So I went to their website, went to PC Gamer, and these are the largest game install sizes descending in order. So descending in orders. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, 231 gigs. That is actually false because I'm pretty sure it's more than 231. They just came out with another update, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you're almost past the 250 threshold. That being said, Hitman 2, with all the DLC, apparently you get up to about 150 gigs, which, all right, fine. You know, again, 150 gigs is a little large, but that being said, you know, it's a heck of a lot more manageable than 200 plus. So, Rainbow Six, which is 131, which, I mean, I guess. To be honest with you, it's not like they're anything, like the maps are crazy or above and beyond or anything like that. It seems like there'd be, I don't know, a little less than that. This one doesn't surprise me at all. Microsoft Flight Simulator 127. That I am not surprised by at all because they have Earth on a 1-to-1 scale, pretty much. Which I don't know if you guys know about this or are flying Microsoft Flight Simulator, but there has been a Reddit page that came out because Bing Maps, well, it's run by Microsoft, and Microsoft blows when it comes to doing that. So that's actually how they generate all of the landscape and the scenery that you see inside of the out of the cockpit, actually. So any of the ground, any of the roadways, any of the, you know, the 3D texture models. Nope. Time to descend and maintain 7,000. Here we go.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet WRJG9 1 tree.
Pull back on this a little bit here. Decrease the throttle. And we'll descend. Come on now. Ooh, that was cool. Did you see that lightning strike right there? That's pretty neat. Oh, that's plus. We want to go down. Okay, there we go. Do a barrel roll. I'm not doing a barrel roll in an A320N. Not happening. All right, so let's go back here just for a second. So, yes, they are actually doing, there's a replacement. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah, got it.
Albany approach WRJG9 1 tree is at 11,200 feet, descending 7,000 feet. WRJG9 1 tree.
Altimeter.
Altimeter tree 0.1 tree.
3. Okay. All right, cool. There we are. So yeah, they have they're replacing the map data and everything like that with Google Maps, which if you know anything about Google and their map system, it's unbelievable how accurate they are to a lot of things. So I am going to have to look into doing that myself because the Rochester area doesn't necessarily look terrible, but it doesn't look great either. So next on the list is Red Dead Redemption 2. Which I totally understand that. Yes, horse balls. That is absolutely true. Yeah, I mean, some of the graphics and everything inside of that game just look unbelievable. So I understand that. About 120 gigs for Borderlands 3. I get that too. That makes that makes some sense. Now this one right here, ARC, I'm gonna have to disagree with because depending on how many mods, I mean, my ARC file is 280, maybe 300 gigs because of all the add-on stuff that you get and the managers and the just all sorts of crap. So this is, I think, a little bit low of an estimated actual number here, but I can say that when you start doing the Steamworks workshop stuff, it's definitely a lot more. All right, time to descend and maintain 2,100. Sounds like a plan. Oops, let's go up one. I hear you. 2,100. Oh, I gotta go down. Oh, runway. Ooh. Okay. I gotta change this. Flight plan here. Arrival ILS 19. That's different. Okay. That means the plane's gonna do a. Wow, that's a wicked turn. I gotta go down. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, guys. Let's get this plane going down now. No, not altitude cruise. There we go. Descend. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Albany Tower. Alright, turn this on. Looks like we have ILS runway 19, which is good. We're going to turn this on to approach mode. And that should be good for now. Yep. This is going to be 15. Alright. So last but not least, the one thing that I did want to talk about before we land this plane here, there is a new data sim simulator game that's actually created by Dell. It's Data Center Sim, which you can actually install on your phone, and it allows you to manage like an entire network of VM, which is actually really, really cool. I was having a blast with it. I think that you guys should definitely take a look at it if you like managing projects and software and servers and stuff like that. I think you'd thoroughly enjoy it. So, all right, let's make this full screen here. I'm going to get this lined up here, and we're going to turn off the approach. And then this should whip me around to this waypoint here. Once I get a little bit closer. It did say descend to 2100, so we're going. We're going. I hate those turns to line up with the runway. It gives me the creeps. I understand that. I get it. Because, I mean, a lot of the time you're flying, like, straight towards the airport, and then at the last second it's like, oh, hey, you gotta line yourself up. And you start doing a crazy bank. 2,500, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, that seems a little low. All right. So now we are starting our turn here. This is going to be our final turn headed towards Albany Airport. I'm going to give it a little bit of gas here. Gas. I'm going to give it a little bit of throttle here. It's not gas, it's throttle. But and then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we turn on all the lights here because we're coming in for a landing. Turn this on. Turn on the nose and this guy. Okay, yep, it looks like we're good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we're getting ready to land this big hunkin' chunk of metal that's flying through the air at about 230 knots. If you could please restore your seats to their upright positioned and put the tray table back in its locked and closed position, and make sure your seatbelt is on, because who knows what this landing is going to be like. We hope you enjoyed your flight here with US Air, and we'll hopefully see you next time. Ha, I'm kidding. I wouldn't actually say that if I was a pilot. Come on, silly geese. All right. I hope I'm not too late. Honestly, Facebook user, I wish I knew who you were, because you're not too late. We're just about to land the plane. We're getting pretty close here. So close that I'm going to hit flaps 1, and then I'm going to give it a little... Oh, no, not flaps 1, not yet. I'm going to pull back on the throttle just slightly here. We're going to turn on approach mode. Oops, get over here and turn... Well, come on. Turn on approach mode. There we go. Now the plane is going to slowly start lining itself up with the runway here, which is fantastic, which means I don't do a whole heck of a lot just yet. The speed is now going down. Fantastic. Okay, now we're going to hit flaps 1, which is fine. Give it a little bit more speed, just a little, not a whole heck of a lot. All right. Hey, Zach, thanks again for joining us, man. I appreciate you being here. I know you're busy, but I think about you. Think about you quite a bit. I fly to Pittsburgh quite often, so. All right, what is this plane doing? What are we doing here? Oh, okay, I see. It's getting super squared up here. All right, fine. Fine. I'll let it happen. That's fine. All right, so now that we're, I don't know, about 15 nautical miles out, I'm going to hit the landing gear, deploy that. We're still not crazy far away, which is fine. I can see my ILS. Can still see the ILS starting to line up here. That's what these, the purple dots are in the corner here. So you have your, whoops, I'll just zoom in a little bit, your ideal altitude and where the center of the runway is. So when you actually tell the plane to go into approach mode, what it does is it looks for the locator, the ILS, and then basically goes, okay, yep, I know how to set us up. And if you look dead ahead, there it is. There's the runway. So, looks like we're doing just fine. We look like we're pretty much dead nuts right on the center mark here. I'm going to go ahead and hit flaps 2 now.
Albany Tower, Brickyard 437, 618 miles southeast inbound ILS runway 19er approach.
All right.
4376 Albany Tower. Cleared ILS runway 19er approach. Altimeter tree 0.17 wind calm.
Huh. That's the plane. Actually, the reason I brought this up is because that's the plane that's over here. So, there's a plane not too far behind us. That's pretty cool. Alright, pull back on the throttle just slightly here. And, getting close enough. We're going to turn this down so I can actually see where we are. So once we hit this... Okay, gonna hit flaps. It's flaps 3? I didn't mean flaps 3, I meant flaps 2. That's okay, flaps 3 will be okay. Sweet. WRJG clear for landing. Diamond 8, get out of here. I'm trying to land this plane, would you? Okay, so gonna pull back. No, we're doing just about right. I got right about a throttle, which is like, I don't know, 50%, maybe a little bit less than that. You want the plane to slowly start slowing down as you get closer and closer to the runway. That way you don't have to brake as hard or throw the thrusters into reverse. But now that we are relatively close, as soon as we hit this this river here, I'm gonna hit the flaps full, and it looks like we're pretty much right on track. So here we are. There's flaps 3, or nope, sorry, flaps 4. That's full. I'm gonna pull back a little bit on throttle, not by much, just a little here. And here we go. For the most part, the ILS will pretty much guide you almost 100% of the way into the landing. Once we get to about 300-ish, it's usually when I disengage autopilot. 400. I'll do it now. Yeah, 300. Okay. And we're going to pull back on the throttle here. Super slow, full flaps. Alright, throttle is at idle now. And you pull back. Dunk. Bam. just like that. And for the most part, that is, that's it. That's all you got to do. Alright, break it pretty good. And we're going to turn the next taxiway. That sounds like a plan. We can do that. Do you mentally go through all of those instructions when you're on a commercial flight? Yes, a lot of the time. Actually, there's a lot more than that that you should typically go through. And which in Microsoft Flight Simulator, they actually do have the checklists and everything like that. Alright, 121.7. Okay. Yeah, basically, request taxi to the gates. Which one? That one? Oh, it wants you to, like, do this loop. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, there's actually checklists and stuff like that that you're actually supposed to go through. You know, pre-takeoff, after takeoff, mid-flight, all that type of stuff. To be honest with you, I'm not as advanced as I think I am a lot of the time when it comes to that. However, you could definitely get this as realistic as you want to the most, you know, for the most part. Alright, let's get this guy in here. I'm actually a little bit too close for my comfort for this other plane that's over here. I don't understand why it made me do this weird taxi, though. Whatever. I mean, that's the way that we want it. I would definitely be clipping the wing of this other plane here if I wasn't paying attention, though. Oh, so close. So close. All right, cool. All right, let's see if we can get this guy in here. Alright, so let's go inside. See where we're at. Yep, you want me to go over this way. Okay. And stop. Cool. There it is. Boom. There we are. That's all we had to do. And now we've landed the plane successfully. The cool part is that if you wanted to, you can go ahead and do the baggage and all of that other stuff. We're not going to do that today. Oh, actually, you can do jetway connection. That's cool. Let's see if it does it. There it is. Pretty cool. I don't know. I do like I do thoroughly enjoy the fact that it actually works. You know, the jetway actually works, and they open the door and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's kind of neat, kind of cool. So. But yeah, that's all that you got to do for this. And then if you turn off the engines, what ends up happening is that concludes the flight, which will actually give me my, you know, total flight time, which we ended up making it a lot faster than I thought I would, which I have a little bit of a lead foot, so I'm not really surprised by that. So we made it 10 minutes under our scheduled, you know, flight time there. So 32 minutes, 49 seconds. We took off in the day and landed in the day as well. But yeah, you can definitely do some pretty cool stuff with this. Again, that was just a relatively short flight. You can do as much or as little as you wanted to. So, but that's pretty much it. That's what I was looking for and looking to do this afternoon. Madman Mods. Oh crap, I missed the review. I mean, we pretty much fly every show. I try and make a different flight somewhere. I typically leave out of Rochester and go somewhere. As you can see, you can go anywhere in the world, depending on where you actually want to go. I have it set up so all of the flight conditions are actually real. So you have real players, you have actual live ATC traffic, and then I have the weather doing live weather as well. But you can set up whatever you'd like to, and basically make it whatever whatever suits your fancy, whatever type of flying. The neat part about this is that all of these green dots that are around are actual people flying. Like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. So, like, let's go to a really populated airport. Here you go. Atlanta. All right. Actually, it's not updating like it's supposed to. There we go. Getting close. That's better. Typically, when you get to one of these crazy airports like Atlanta or JFK, actually probably has got a boatload of planes coming. Yeah, there you go. There's a pretty good batch right there. Yeah, those are all people. And they're, yeah, see, as we keep talking, they keep popping up. There's a guy that's, JetBlue. He's flying 14,000 feet, headed to JFK. Came from San Francisco, which is kind of cool. But yeah, like I said, as you get closer to these different airports, like these major hubs and whatnot, you really get a lot of different planes coming in all at the same time. One neat part that I ended up flying into, I flew into Detroit here, Detroit Metro, which has a bunch of different runways, as you can see. But a lot of the time what they'll do is they'll use two different runways that are parallel to each other to land the planes, and then two to take off, depending on what the actual wind is. So right now the wind is 10 knots out of 338, which is your direction on a compass here. So the winds are actually coming from, so if you think 360 degrees, it would be so 360 minus, so it's like 340. So it's coming north. It's going to be blowing northeast coming down this way. But then it's also at 10 knots. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. But the cool part is that you can actually have multiple planes landing at the exact same time at the same airport, which is cool. So I've flown into this one in particular on runway 27 right, and then had another plane landing right next to me on 27 left. So kind of neat, kind of cool. I enjoy it. I thoroughly do, and have a lot of fun flying around and stuff like that. So let's see, what do we got here? Oh god, this game, how realistic can the game get? Yeah, it's pretty realistic. It's not bad. It's pretty good. That's for sure. You don't do the build reviews anymore. So what ended up happening is that a lot of builds that we had talked to, and people that we had talked to, they had already been featured on our show so far. Now we still want to do the build showdowns, the setup showdowns. So if you guys have somebody that you want to nominate or want to have be a part of the show, please just let me know. Shoot me a message, send me a link or anything like that, and we can go ahead and do our best to actually get it implemented. It's not the fact that we don't have more builds. It's more like we wanted more opportunity to spread the wealth to everyone else. We're kind of the modders group is relatively small when it comes to everybody that knows everybody. So again, if you have a nomination, you have somebody that wants to be a part of it and wants to be a part of the setup showdown, let me know. Be happy to do it. Again, we just haven't done it in the past couple weeks. I've been slacking on getting Jeff on here because I want to get Jeff back on to do it with me, so I can have my co-host back again. But again, if you got somebody you want to have featured on it, let me know. Send me a message, shoot me a text or Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. Before we go, there is one thing I wanted to share with you guys. On top of the fact that they have this data sim guy, I heard this random design guy is pretty dope. Yeah, I know. I talk about you a lot, actually, Stefan. Mr. Ulrich. My goodness. But on top of this data center sim that was going on, I don't know if you guys are into space or anything like that. The SN8 has been pretty much set up and ready to go. They are getting ready to test this lovely device to fly into the air 5+ miles straight up and then land just like that. This is going to be the reusable ship that brings us to the moon, to the Mars, and all sorts of different places as well. This has actually been upright and installed and created and ready to go in Texas. It's pretty much set up. So it's just as soon as we hear the countdown for it, I'm sure I will be watching and I will share with you guys that, obviously what we're doing and how to best watch this and that type of thing. But last but not least, what I wanted to share is that we just broke 6,900 actual people that follow us here, which is kind of cool. So we have a bunch of different people that apparently like us. That's cool. But once we hit 7,000 on Facebook, I'm going to do an awesome giveaway. So if you and or your friends and or your relatives or anything like that want to give us a like, a share, a tweet, a follow, and more importantly, a follow on Facebook, we can get to the 7,000 mark, and we're going to do a pretty cool giveaway. What that giveaway is, you're just going to have to wait and see. But it's going to be good. It's not going to be no BS. I promise. It'll be actually pretty cool. Promise. Wouldn't lie to you. But yes, if you could, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with everyone, and we would much appreciate that. The one final thing that I want to give you before we say farewell, have you seen a naked new audio card? It's kind of hard to see because the camera doesn't want to focus for me here. But we actually took the new audio card. This is the 7.1, the Pro Edition or whatever it is from EVGA, and we're going to be putting a water block on it. Yes, again. So, but this time we're actually doing it proper. We have a full coverage water block that is actually being cut right now. It's going to be sent off to plating, and then we will actually put it together, and I will show a short video of that. But you guys will actually be able to see it here live on the show sooner than anybody else. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Besides that, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I hope you had a wonderful Friday. I hope you enjoyed the show, and thank you everyone for joining us. If you have any complaints, concerns, suggestions, nominees, whatever, send me a message. I'd be happy to oblige and see what we can do to implement it into the show, and we'll go from there. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. If it's gorgeous outside like it is here, make sure you get outside. Breathe in the fresh air. It'll help you out. I promise. Have a good one and have a safe weekend. Take care.